Hello everyone and welcome to the channel Learn with GRV. So we will continue our study of the book Indian Polity. So let me just show you the book once again. So this is the book that we are studying, Indian Polity by M. Lakshmikant, and this book is also used by aspirants for UPSC preparation. So we are studying part 1, that is constitutional framework. This book is divided into a total of 11 parts. So right now we are on part 1. Chapter 1, that is historical background, and today we are going to understand Pitt's India Act of 1784. I have covered Regulating Act of 1773 and Amendment Act of 1780, Amendment Act of 1781 in my previous videos. So this is right now video number 5. Okay. So, what were the features of Pitt's India Act of 1784? So, till now we have been studying about the East India Company, right, and how East India Company was operating, how things were divided between them. So, one of the key features of Pitt's India Act of 1784 was that it distinguished the political and the commercial features of the company. So, the first one was so it distinguished political and commercial functions of the company. Now from the Regulating Act of 1773, we know that we used to have something which is called as the Court of Directors, which used to be the governing body of East India Company. But what happened after Pitt's India Act was that the commercial aspect was handled by the Court of Directors, but for the political aspects of the company, for the political matters, we had something called as Board of Control. So as you can see, it distinguished between the political and commercial functions. Commercial functions were handled by Court of Directors and political functions by the Board of Control. So this was the first feature. What was the second feature? Let me see. Okay. Now another feature was that it empowered the Board of Control. Okay, it empowered this Act of 1784. It empowered the Board of Control so to also look into the civil and military operations of the company. So civil and military operations were also coming under this Board of Control, where two divisions had created. Now this act, that is Pitt's India Act of 1784, was significant primarily for two reasons. Reason one, because the company's territories in India, that is the East India Company's territories in India, were for the first time called as British possessions in India. You were for the first time called as British possessions in India. So that was one significant reason. The other reason was that British government was given the supreme control over companies' affairs and its administration in India after this Pitt's India Act of 1784. Right. So we had British government was given supreme control of the company's administrative matters in India. Okay. So let us go through this once again. So first we had the Regulating Act of 1773. After that we had the Amendment Act of 1781, which was also called as the Settlement Act of 1781. After that we have this third act, which is called as the Pitt's India Act of 1784. Now, what are the features of this act? The first feature is it distinguished the political and commercial functions of the company. So earlier we only had one body called as Court of Directors, which was the governing body of the East India Company. But now we had two bodies, Court of Directors, which will take care of the commercial functions of the company, and Board of Control, which will take care of the political matters of the company. Also, the civil and military operations were also taken care by the Board of Control. That was the second feature. Now, there are two significant aspects of this Pitt's India Act of 1784. The one is that it was the first time after this act that the company's territories, that is East India Company's territories in India, were actually called as British possessions in India. Okay, that's one thing. And the second is that this act gave the supreme control of company's administrative affairs in India to the British government. So this was about Pitt's India Act of 1784. In the next videos, we are going to study about other acts. So let me tell you, we'll study about the Act of 1786, and we'll study about Charter Act of 1793, 1813 and 1853. And after that, we will be done with the company rule. So that's it from my side. This is Gaurav Singh signing off. Thank you.